Morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. It's your boy Max, and we're here with another podcast. Today, I'm here on an instruction. So just hear me out. I have been wondering how to do a podcast to talk about Chancellor's Cup. And I know if I start little, it's I want Chancellor's Cup. Sorry. We won Chancellor's Cup June 22nd. This is October 1st when I'm recording this. So it's far. But I've just been looking at how to do it. And while I was in church the other day, Holy Spirit just spoke to me with witness in my spirit. It was like, share this testimony. And I'm going to share two testimonies. I'm not going to teach. I'm not going to preach anything. I'm just going to share my testimony and stop there. So whatever you take from it is whatever you take from it. But I don't know who this is for. Well, if you're listening to this, share it to somebody. You understand? Share it to as many people as you know, because this is definitely for somebody. But the fact that the Holy Spirit is asking me to do this, it means it's for somebody. So if you're this person, take it and hear the instruction. If you're not this person, share so that you remind me that this is meant for. The people that this is meant for, get it. That's all I have to say about that. So, my Chancellor's Cup journey started really in our first semester. It started like play. Alright. I just told God. I was in a particular service. When is the service? The good communion service. So if you are not serious, the good communion service. You don't know what God is doing for you. Just. I went to the service with my friend Ivy. Ivy was there. We didn't go together, but I met her in the service. I can't really remember whether it was during the service or towards the end. I should know that. Okay, no, it was during the service because I know it was testimony time. And I told Ivy that one day I'll testify. I'll stand up on this altar and testify of me winning the Chancellor's Cup. This baby was laughing at me. And then I started laughing. But I knew what I wanted. And I prayed to God about it. I said, God, if you can give me this Chancellor's Cup, I'll come and testify. True. I wanted to testify. But unfortunately, they did not give me an opportunity to. I wrote my testimony. In fact, I printed out my testimony and I was going to testify, but they did not give me my testimony. They did not give me the opportunity to testify. So me shall testify here. Sorry for the background noise if you can't hear any, because this is beyond me. I can't do anything about this. Anyway, so here's what happened. That was the beginning of my story. Now, Bible says faith that works is dead. So what did I do? I prayed to God and I said, God, I want to win. My prayer was simple. God, I don't want to be a participant. I want to be a winner. Because even the Bible says, do you not know that all who run a race will run that ye may obtain the prize? You get. So me, I ran because I didn't want to just be a participant. And I didn't care about the team I had. At this point, I never knew the team yet. I just knew my 500 level guys. And the way it was looking, it did not look as if we were going to win. For people who know computer engineering, forget the fact that we won. Forget all you knew before the game, this thing. Look at the team we had. Get back, we'll get to that. So, I just told God, I don't want to be a participant. I want to be a winner. I did not come here to be, computer engineering tried. I don't want to hear that. That's not what we're here for. We're here to win. And that was what I told God from the bottom of my heart. And that is one thing I spoke about before. Sometimes the intent of your heart is what God is looking at for you to ask, for you to deliver you what you want. So you pray, but you don't mean it. That's the first part of this story I'll talk about. You pray, but you don't mean it. You pray and then you pray anyhow, and then you don't get answers prayers, and then you wonder why you're saying God is not good. When you are praying like you are talking to one human being by the side, you're not even praying earnestly, God, I want to pass. What kind of prayer is that? Would you get really praying like your heart depends on it? Some of you, the only time you pray is when you're in crisis. Must you be in crisis? The competition has not even started. Must I wait till I've already lost 2 games before I say, God, help me? Let's not even go into that. So what happened next? Competition did not start. So it was in our first semester now. The competition starts Omega. In fact, starts early Omega, but like weeks into Omega. So I started working on my team. All right, I waited for CUPL to finish. In fact, before CUPL finished, I started getting team together, call 200 level boys, 300 level boys, 400 level boys. So we can't use them. 400 level boys, And I started picking. When I was picking, people were calling me foolish. That, see your Mueds, Wasabi. They are picking people. The competition is in Omega. This was around November when I was picking. Competition started in April. That tells you how far. True. They're telling me, oh, Max is stupid. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's why you be picking at this time. Blah, 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 blah. I just died in it. I faced what I was doing because I know what I prayed to God and I knew that I must work. Because if I know the state of my team and I know how far we need to go before we are match ready or competition ready, that's another thing. Stop comparing yourself. Some of you, you are 7th in your class. And I'm not saying like position, but you know where you are in your class. Your CGPA is like 2 point something. And then you see somebody that is 4 point something. Or you see him playing and you see you are playing. You know you have a lot of ground to cover to even match up. When I was saying to get to where you to pass him, to match him to where he is, but you are comparing yourself. That's why sometimes you need to life is on your own. Sometimes you are on your own. You know that this person, and the truth is some of you know. You know that this person is on 4 point something, but you match his schedule. How do you match somebody that is already above you? Instead of you to put more energy, somebody is on 4 point something, they are reading 3 hours a day. You are 2 point something, you're also reading 3 hours a day, but you expect that two of you get the same thing. You are playing yourself. You understand your capacity. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You know how you understand yourself better than you understand another person, but you are following the general thing. Oh, I only read when it's exam time or when it is test. And you expect to get even close to the same results deeply. Because the person understands the way they are. That is why they read like that. That is why they get that result. But you don't even understand where you are, but you are copying them, saying that, oh, and this is not me to be saying that, if you don't feel like you do, like if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, don't copy somebody. I'm saying understand where you are coming from. Then begin to make yourself, to structure yourself in that way. If you get what I'm saying. I'm sorry if I'm going a little bit somehow, but I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. Let me get back to my story. So we started the competition. And before the competition, I started praying. I said, God, I don't want to be a participant. I want to be all through my prayer. All the times I prayed, I was praying that prayer. So I was adding other things. God, show yourself, God. And then the only people reminded me of my name. So what was your name? I said, David. Let me tell you something. I heard something today that's so powerful. When God asks you a question, it is not because he knows the answer. It's not because he's trying to find the answer. He's trying for you to understand something. That was so powerful. The way the person said it was, when God asks you something, it's not because he doesn't know the answer. It's for you to find a problem. But my own understanding was, when God asks you a question, it's not because he doesn't want. It's not because he doesn't know the answer. It's because he wants you to learn something and get something from it. He asked me, what's my name, David? I said, David. He said, do you know anything about David? And to be honest, I thought, David, the Bible, I know David now, this and that. So I go and read about David. I went to go and read. You understand, I was looking for David in Psalms. David wrote Psalms, all right? But the story of David is not in Psalms. Yeah, I did not know that one before that. So I went to go and read 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, started reading. I started reading about the life of David, do you understand? And it got to a point, it struck me. He said, before David went into anything, David asked God, you want to enter matches you've not seen. So how do you want to win? You want to seek my favor, but you don't ask me before a match. Oh, how do I do this? Oh, how do I do that? Next thing I know, every match, God, this thing. That was even friendlies. I will mind you, we won all our friendlies. The day I forgot to pray, the day we played IC, because I was really overconfident. I was like, it's not IC. We pipe these guys now. So I did not even, I did not pray. But that day I was tired, but in say I did not pray. Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost 3-0 that day. You know what makes it worse? We lost 3-0 that day. It was the week before the competition started. So in my mind, I was already like, so we are entering a competition with a loss. Hey, Father in heaven. My mind was already, I was shaky. First game, I breathed, shitty bastard. First minute, competition scored. Throughout the match, that was the end. I prayed, I said, God, we cannot, because I understood that the game was not sweet. We did not dominate. We just won. Do you understand? You know this kind of thing where you just passed. But what I was saying was not what God was saying. We'll get to that. I prayed the second game. Same thing happened. 1-0 penalty. Say God. I was starting to feel like God. Is my prayer not being answered? Third game, 0-0. Lord of Jesus. I was running like Jesus Christ. It's clear my prayers are not being answered. But then, something in my spirit was just urging me that I talk to these boys. I spoke to these boys. We drew against them. They told us we're playing Building Tech. Let me put this into context for you. Building Tech of the engine is like David and Goliath. I'm not joking. Building Tech had won all their games running. They had a 6-goal difference. They've not conceded a goal. We've only scored 2 goals. It was looking like the world is about to end. But that night, we had a team meeting. I prayed. Immediately after that team meeting, I went into corner, the veranda in Daniel when I prayed. If you see me, you would think I'm praying for financial prosperity. You would think I'm praying for souls, which is so bad. I wasn't praying for souls. You think I'm praying for souls. You think I'm praying for somebody's life. I prayed. God, 30 minutes of my life that I did not know past like that. I prayed. And you think, this boy, somebody saw me. You would think somebody was about to die if I didn't pray. I prayed. I said, God, help me. Because I knew what Building Tech was. Ladies and gentlemen, if you watch that match, you see the evidence of my prayer. You know what it means? See, human beings that watch that match are hearing what I'm saying. You put 2 and 2 together and understand what I'm saying. God showed up in that match. Building Tech, it's not like Building Tech did not have a chance. They had chance. Building Tech could have given up 7-0 in that game they wanted to. They wouldn't score 1. The one they eventually scored was offside. And you are telling me there is no God in it. And if mechanical engineering, I prayed. Not as much as Building Tech, but I prayed. And after the mechanical engineering match, this was semi-finals. God, Holy Spirit just told me, go and write your testimony. I write it like this. Write it that you beating mechanical engineering. You beat whoever. At that point, I didn't even know who was in the final. We said, write it that you beating mechanical engineering and you won the final. And God gave you the glory. That's how I wrote my testimony. So mind you, I wrote the testimony of winning Chancellor's Cup before I played semi-final. That is God assuring me victory. If you think I'm lying, I can bring 3 people because the human being that printed my testimony printed it way before, printed it the night after. So when the guy saw it, he was like, this guy, you're not serious. What do you mean? I said, don't worry. And you know what I told people from group stage? I kept telling them, I said, I've seen the scripts. Don't worry. What I had seen was that computer engineering was going to win this Chancellor's Cup, period. And I was convinced. Ladies and gentlemen, did we not win or did we not win? Did we win or did we not win? Hey, God. You saw me after that Chancellor's Cup. I wasn't in a celebratory mood. I just went down and I said, this is the power of God. The fact that in a seemingly stupid, if somebody heard me praying about Chancellor's, you see this guy does not have any, he doesn't have sense. He doesn't have anything to do with his life. There are bigger things. There's money, there's your academics, there's souls, there are different things. But you're praying for Chancellor's Cup, you don't know what you're doing. God showed me that every prayer, as long as it means something to him, is important. See, forget all these nonsense that people are doing. Whatever is important to you is important to God. Let me tell you something. Yes, there's the perfect and permissive will of God. But while you are still walking in your faith and you are believing, any little thing that is important to me is important to God, because God values your happiness. God values your joy. God values your well-being above a lot of things. So if you sit out there and behaving like, oh, this matter is too small for God. Like, for example, you say, I've not eaten today and it's too small for God. They play. You've not asked. You've not done anything. I prayed in faith. I got my testimony. Be behaving as if you cannot pray. As if praying to God is too big for me. I will just be looking at something. Let me tell you something. If you don't want to take anything out of the testimony, pray to God. Take one thing. Pray to God for everything. No matter how little, no matter how seemingly stupid, no matter how I sat down. If you saw me after all the congratulations, because the truth is, when you win, you'll be ecstatic. So I was obviously ecstatic first. 10 minutes after I was swollen, I went to go and sit down. My head was just in my hands. I was like, God. I was reminiscing. I wasn't even thinking God at that time. I was just reminiscing that God is so. Yeah, you know what? I don't think you understand. Like footballers that are people that watch Chancellor's Cup, all right, and are men of God who understand what I'm saying. Computer engineering, if you're talking about top 7 teams to win Chancellor's Cup, computer engineering is not top 7. We're not close. Mind you, we didn't just win. We won with a record that can never be broken. I didn't say it will be broken. It can never. Till Jesus started, he can never break that record. Going through Chancellor's Cup without conceding a single goal. It can only be matched. It cannot be broken. It can only be matched. When God wants to do something, he does something in a spectacular way that nobody. People are looking at it, computer engineering when he scored 5 goals. I look at it as computer engineering did not concede a single goal. Nobody could score against computer engineering, and you think that is normal. Best attacks in the school. The only people we did not face are Building Tech. And let's be honest, Building Tech don't have the best attackers. They have a good attack, but they don't have the best attackers in school. And they couldn't score. And I said, I'm so confident. I said, if we played any team in this Chancellor's Cup, the outcome would have been the same. Face Building Tech, best attackers in school. Face SK, best Dreamland, one of the best attackers in school. They faced Meg, one of the most complete teams in the school. They had in Faye, they had in Angel. Angel was scoring banger after banger. When he got to us, he was silenced. And you think that is normal? Saying this to people. If you keep commonizing the things of God, you will not see anything. Why God is not? Sometimes the prayers you are praying are not getting answers because you are commonizing miracles you see every day. See, that's my testimony. And I feel like I should share to you guys. The second testimony is more inclined to tithing. Now, I was in serious debt this Omega. People will not know because you see it in your marital, you think on as well. I was in serious debt this Omega. I was owing money. Not owing money in the time that people are my neck, but owing money in the sense that I don't like owing people money. Nobody's chasing me because they know that Maxwell will always pay. If I take money from you, forget it. I'm not saying like I was borrowing money here and there. No. People did things for me and I had not yet paid them. That's what I mean by owing money. Not like I borrowed any, not like I was, yes, sometimes I was borrowing money from people for little things. But when I'm saying that I owed up to like 50K ahead, that it was like 10K, like 2K here, 1K here, 1K here. And some people did some stuff for me I had not paid. I just looked up to God one day. I said, God, this is my tithe I've been doing. The Bible says you devour us for our sake. That you will open up windows of heaven. That blessings will pour out on us. God, as you can see me, I don't even want anything. What I need is that this debt to be cleared. People of God, 24 hours did not reach. The prayer I prayed was not even a hefty prayer. I was lamenting to God. I was like, God, you can see the debt on me. I need to pay these debts because I'm telling you, when I'm owing somebody, I'm very uncomfortable. Even no matter how much you see me, I'm very, very uncomfortable. So when I prayed and I said, God, I'm tired. I'm owing. But God, I've been paying my tithes consistently. I said, God, please settle my debts. In my mind, I even thought that God will even, find a way to just tell the person that, oh, don't worry. 24 hours is not reach. I was writing an exam the next day. People of God, I opened my accounts. I saw more than double the money I needed to pay. Double. As in, settle all your debts, everything. Even people that did not remember you owed them, settle everything. You will still have more money than what you spent. Is what God did for me. Did I pray? Some of you are playing. You are playing. See the principles, God's principles, they are not shaking. Do what you need to do, you will get a reward, period. It's you that is misbehaving. If you're praying and you're not getting answers, it's you that is the problem. Let me give you now. Check yourself first. If there's now, you've cleared yourself and the Holy Spirit says it's not you, then you can now say, okay, the devil is manipulating me, there are powers against me. but you are not, but something is not happening in your life and you're looking to other sources, you're a joker. See, I fulfilled my instruction. This is what I wanted to tell you. For whoever listen to this, he who has a ear, let him hear. I know I said hear. He who has an ear, yeah, let him hear. See, English is hard, don't stress me. But see, share this to who needs to hear this. And comment down below what you learned from this. And I'll see you guys later.